hope you're ready to spice up your life and spice up your magic, 'cause it's time for another herb of the week with LadySpeech. What's up, everybody? It's your favorite pirate captain. It's your favorite goddess king. It's your favorite auntie uncle. It's your favorite hood healer high priestess, motivational dominatrix, LadySpeech, in the place to be. And I want to welcome you back to this here channel. You could be anywhere in the world. As a matter of fact, you are somewhere in the world, and you're choosing to share a little bit of time and space with me. So thank you for that. If you like what I'm doing, if you like what you see, if you're feeling any of this, if you're feeling any of me, make sure you hit that like button, baby. Hit that subscribe button and hit that ding 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 dong, that ding 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 dong, the notifications bell, so you can keep up with everything I'm putting down over here. Now, let's hop into today's video. 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 I mean, shall we? What you know about ALLSPICE? If you don't know little to nothing about ALLSPICE, you're in luck. This video is for you. If you know a little something about ALLSPICE, you're in luck. This video is for you. You might learn something new today. And if you know something I don't, feel free to educate us all in the comments. Today's herb of the week with LadySpeech is all about ALLSPICE. And in this video, we are going to cover some basics like some of the correspondences of ALLSPICE. We're going to get into the gender. We're going to get into the magical properties. We're going to get into its many uses. I got a lot to say about ALLSPICE. Now, you know the drill. Don't just take my word for it. Go on off and use this video as a springboard. Do your own research. Now, let's get into the loveliness that is ALLSPICE. ALLSPICE is an herb that a lot of you are going to be familiar with because a lot of us use it in the kitchen when it comes to cooking, okay? I have seen and I have myself used ALLSPICE in savory and in some sweet dishes, okay? One of the things that I love about ALLSPICE is you can find it in the grocery store. You can find it in the natural store. You can find it in the herb store. You can find it in some tea shops. You can find this in a lot of places, okay? So ALLSPICE is readily available to a lot of people, and it's kind of easy to get, all right? So first and foremost, you already know what I'm gonna say. If you're gonna support a local apothecary or herb shop, please try the mom and pop shops first, okay? Shop small and shop local. So if you can find a local apothecary, if you can find a local mom and pop, herb shop, please do that. A tea shop, please do that. Next up, we want to make sure we are supporting black business. We want to make sure we are supporting small business. We want to make sure we are supporting brown, indigenous, queer, trans business, okay? So shop small first, and then if you can't shop small, at the very least shop local. Go to your local grocery stores to source your herbs. And last but not least, if you got to order it from the big places, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. But if you can afford to shop small first, please do so. And like I said, ALLSPICE is something that you can find in a lot of grocery stores. Not just cultural grocery stores, but also mainstream grocery stores as well. I mean, you can take your behind down to Walmart, you can take your behind down to Target, and you're probably gonna find you some ALLSPICE. Now that we've covered where you can get it, let's talk about some foundational information in regards to this herb so you can use it to enhance your magic. In this section, darling, we're going to talk about the gender. We're going to talk about the element. We're going to talk about its powers. First and foremost, let's cover the gender, honey, and let's talk about why this is important, okay? Now, let me go ahead and acknowledge, like I most times do, as a gender fluid, non-binary individual myself, my pronouns are all of them, baby. She, her, they, them, he, king. I completely understand and acknowledge and believe that gender's on the binary, all right? With that being said, let's talk about the way these herbs were classified regarding to gender back in the day. I am going to do a more in-depth video about modern interpretations of this as we are moving into understanding that not everything is black and white, especially when it comes to gender in Mother Nature. But right now, we're just going to stick to some old school language when it comes to these types of things, okay? So this is considered a masculine herb, all right? Why is this useful and important, okay? When it comes to herbs, there's several ways that you can use them, and there's several ways that you can tap into them. One of them is understanding the type of energy that it is coming with. Do you work with male deities? Are you constantly making offerings to them or doing spell work around them? Is a lot of your male deities, do they do a lot of work with you? Are you working with a lot of your masculine ancestors, okay? This can be an herb that you can utilize to help you access, to help you honor the masculine deities or the masculine energies in your life, okay? As someone who is gender fluid, non-binary, if I am sitting more in my masculine energy and I'm appealing to myself, doing spell work on myself, or if I am looking to draw in more of the masculine deities that I work with, allspice may be a little ingredient that I add to the mix, okay? Let's talk about the element. Let's talk about the element. Let's talk about the element. And that element is fire, baby. If you've ever cooked with allspice, if you've ever tasted allspice, you'll know that it brings a little bit of heat. It brings a little bit of heat. Not a lot. It's not gonna burn your booty hole, but it does bring a little bit of heat. That's the same thing it's going to do in your spell work. So if you're looking to heat things up, if you're looking to heat things up, okay, if you need your magic to work quickly, expeditiously, if you need that magic to get done, you might consider adding a little allspice to the equation, okay? If you are working with the element of fire, if you are physically working with the element of fire or with the energy of fire, this might be an herb that you work with. There's all types of ways to do workings and to do spells. There's all types of ways to concentrate on different things in regards to the herbs. This is why I love herbs and the different ways that you can tap into it. You can tap into that fiery energy. You can tap into that masculine energy. You can tap into any of that energy that that plant carries as long as you know the energies that that plant carries. Let's talk about its powers. You will most often see allspice associated with money, luck, and healing. Most often, when you pull this up in your Google search or when you research in it, when you do your research in books, one of the first things that you're going to see is the money aspect of it and the luck aspect of it. If you are doing money work, allspice is a really good herb to add to it. As a matter of fact, allspice was one of the first money herbs that I learned about, and I was grateful for it because it was literally in the kitchen. It was literally something that I could grab. It was literally something that was available to me in not only my kitchen but a lot of other people's kitchen, okay? So when it comes to money work, adding a little allspice to your workings might help you out. Now, it's also really good for fortune work, for luck work, okay? So if you are doing a little bit of gambling, if you are playing them slots, playing the lottery, if you are doing a little bit of gambling in other ways, put you a little piece of allspice in your workings. That might add a little bit of oomph. That might add a little bit of the luck you are looking for. And last but not least, allspice is also considered a healing herb. When I think about how much fire comes with that herb, it makes a lot of sense. A lot of the fire herbs, in the right amounts, are also used in a lot of healing elixirs because that energy of fire burns away that sickness. You know what I'm saying? So in a lot of healing formulation, allspice is used. Now, it does come with a little bit of heat, so you want to be careful in the ways in which you do use allspice, especially when it comes to healing, okay? Speaking of the ways in which you can use it, let's get all up and deep into that. Let's talk about the magical uses of our friend Allspice. Now, I've already mentioned earlier in the video that this is an herb that you can access in the grocery store. So for all you kitchen witches, this is an herb for you, okay? A lot of the herbs that I talk about on the herbs of the week with LadySpeech, a lot of them are edible. Some of them are not, but a lot of them are. So consider that when you are utilizing teas with these herbs in it. Consider that when you are utilizing your spices for cooking. Definitely think about the spices that you're putting in your food in regards to how it's gonna make them taste, but also think about what the meaning behind a lot of these spices are and boost that energy in your food. One of the things that I didn't mention before about allspice is that this is something that's also used for courage. So if you are dealing with a situation where you need a lot of courage in your life, adding allspice to the situation can help you, and be intentional with the way that you use it. So adding it into your food, making a tea out of it, first and foremost, those are some of the simplest ways to add this magic into your life. And as you are adding it in, before you add the herb in it, connect with it, okay? Connect with it. Talk to the herb itself. Tell the herb, hey, I'm calling on, I'm leaning into your money properties. I'm leaning into your healing properties. I'm leaning into your luck properties. As you are adding it to the food, talk to the food. Tell the food what it is that you're adding to it. Ask this food to enhance you, to nourish you. When we talk about this concept of soul food, it literally means adding love, adding energy, adding the magic of like your care, of your intention to that food in order to make it taste better. Soul food is the practice of making magic with your food, okay? So that's the first use that I would suggest with it. Utilize it more, or a lot of you are already utilizing it. Be more intentional with the way that you utilize it in your food, okay? Allspice, when grinded down, because as you can see, it comes in these little ball pellet forms. So when you grind it down, this is something that has been used in incense. I myself have grinded this down. It is nothing more therapeutic than working my mortar and pestle, and I love working with allspice in my mortar and pestle because it's dramatic. They pop like little popcorns. They pop. So adding this to some of your personal incense blends to help bring in that energy is going to do a lot. If you make sachets, then putting this in your herbal blend for, depending on what it is you're making your sachet for, adding this in and carrying that around is going to be awesome, okay? Your sachet powders. I'm a big fan of sachet powders, okay? So if you do foot magic, if you do other magic, this is going to be a good addition to add. Also, foot powders or sachet powders, adding this in helps that powder look more like gravel so that you can be more discreet with that foot magic, okay? So I said incense, I said sachet powders, putting this in your mojo bags, okay? Utilizing this in your spell work, all right? There are a lot of us, when I do intense candle work, I usually pair that with herbs, and I utilize the herbs inside the candle as well as outside the candle. Sometimes I will make formations, sigils with those herbs. So I've definitely used allspice in that capacity before, okay? I have used allspice in spiritual baths, so this is something to consider. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing when it comes to the spiritual bath. The spiritual bath, as a lot of y'all have been taught to do it, you've come from a very commercial perspective. Let's talk about what a spiritual bath is and what it ain't, okay? First off, a couple types of spiritual bath. You can take a spiritual foot bath, which is literally about you putting your feet in a vat of herbs and crystals and things of that nature. Usually just herbs, okay? But putting your feet in the vat of herbs and washing the energy away that way. You can do, I've given spiritual hand baths to people. When we couldn't take off a lot of clothes, we needed to catch that healing energy. I've done the spiritual head healing baths for people. So just literally washing their head, washing this aspect of their spiritual and personal space, as well as full spiritual baths. Now there are spiritual baths that a lot of the ways that I was taught and introduced to spiritual baths is that you take a regular bath, sit down bath or shower, and then this pot of herbs that has been steeped and or boiled and or treated in some way, shape, form, or capacity, then you are taken to a space, either a bathtub or an outside space, and after you are officially cleaned, then those herbs are ladled over you or dumped over you, and then you are made to air dry with those herbs on you, and then you move on about your day and you go on about your business, okay? There are also sit down spiritual baths as well, where you fill up a bathtub and you immerse yourself in that water. Here's the thing about certain herbs. They are not good for your pH. They are not good to sit down in, okay? When I do a bath with allspice, I usually don't sit down in it. If I'm going to do a bath with fiery herbs, and this is not an herb in my opinion that comes with a whole lot of heat, but it comes with a little bit of something, something. So when I done spiritual baths with allspice? Yes, I have. Those have been the pour over baths. Those have not been the baths that I sit down in, okay? I want to caution a lot of you, especially as you are getting into making magic and doing your spiritual baths. Spiritual baths should be part of your spiritual hygiene, but you need to do your research. You need to work with certified herbalists in a lot of cases. You need to make sure that you are not putting yourself in danger, okay? The other day I saw a clip of someone putting peppermint oil, cloves, cinnamon, and ginger into a spiritual bath tea formulation that someone was to soak in. It was a woman that they were giving this bath to. Someone who identified as a woman who has a vulva. Baby, that is gonna mess that person all the way up. You don't need to have them types of herbs around your nether regions, okay? So, all that to say, spiritual bath taking is an art, and it requires you know a little bit of what you're doing, and that's going to require a little bit of study and consultation. Google definitely is your friend, but I also want you, if you are committed to walking your path in an upright way, consult with people who know a little bit more than you. Make sure you research thoroughly, because spirituality should enhance you. It should not hurt you. So utilizing it in your candle work, utilizing it in your foot powder magic, in your sachet powder magic, putting it in your mojo bags, putting it in your formulations, putting it in your spell work, putting it in conjure oils, working with it in there's all types of ways you can work with this. You can add it to your conjure colognes. You can make all types of things with allspice, okay? It is absolutely limitless what you can do with allspice. So, you looking to work with male deities, connecting with your male deities, add your little allspice. You looking to add a little fire to your workings, add a little allspice. You want to concentrate on money, you want to concentrate on luck, you want to concentrate on healing, consider adding a little allspice. And that's that on money, luck, and healing. And that's that on herb of the week with LadySpeech. And that's that on the magic of allspice. If you made it to the end of this video, gold star for you. Thank you so much for your time and attention. That is valuable. Your time and your attention is valuable currency. So thank you for spending just a little bit with me. I hope you learned something from this video. I hope you learned something from this video. And if you did learn something from this video, let me know in the comments. Let me know how you have utilized allspice in your workings. Have you used this in spell work? Have you put this in a mojo bag? How did that work out for you? Also, is there a little something that you know about this herb that I don't know? Do you know a little cultural fact about this herb that I didn't say? Put it in the comments, baby. Let's educate each other. Now, I didn't want to take up all your time. I just wanted to take up a little bit of your time, and I've accomplished that. So, now it's time to say goodbye to all my company. I hope you have a good day, a good morning, a good evening, a good afternoon, a good whenever you encounter this, okay? Just in case nobody has told you today, you fine as all get out. Do you understand me? You are fine with the capital F. You are so beautiful, attractive as all get out, and you better put some respect on that. You are cute as hell. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Now, with that being said, you know the drill. If you like what I'm doing, if you like what you see, if you're feeling any of this, if you're feeling any of me, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notifications bell so you can keep up with everything I'm putting down over here. Now, without further ado, it's time to let you go. God, Goddess, Creator, Orisha, Loa, Spirit, Animal Allies, Guardian Angels willing, I'm gonna see you in the next video. Y'all have a good day, a good morning, a good evening, a good night, a good whenever you encounter this. I love you. I live you. Thank you. Peace.